What's going on, guys? It's Kevin Mano here at MYfm, and what a treat this is. Lana Del Rey is with us.
Hello.
This is awesome. Congrats on the new album, which is out while we tape this. It's like 2 days.
Yes.
Whew.
I know. It's really coming up.
Yeah.
Labor Day.
There's a lot to talk about here. I want to talk about the album, working with Jack Antonoff, everything. Super fans, I'm sure you get mobbed every day. You know, we just had one in the building that stopped in right before the interview.
Yes, she gave me a little life there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your fans are just rabid. They really are. They're crazy about you. Like, do you?
I have some dedicated fans.
It's like a whole Reddit subreddit dedicated to you and stuff. Do you go read that stuff ever?
Are you like on Reddit?
I like to look at Reddit. I'm not like an active. I'm a lurker, as they say, just for content.
I'm
for
a
the radio
lurker.
show.
I would be more of like an Instagram lurker. I've never really been on Reddit.
Okay.
But God only effing knows what they say.
They say good stuff.
Okay.
They really do. I know the internet's a dangerous place. Do you try to stay away from it, or do you have your phone addiction like we all do?
I have my phone on me most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like go. I don't think I remember the last time I Googled myself.
Okay, that's good. That's healthy.
But I'm online, like Twitter or whatever.
Read replies and stuff on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be dangerous, not for you, but for
No.
anybody. I mean,
Every
it's
now
just
and then
such
you
a-
catch a comment that's like, I'm gonna go
Do you
jump off a bridge.
Do you suffer from the thing that we all do, where you see 1,000 positive and then the one negative is the one that sticks with you?
If I read something really bad, it'll probably stick with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do think some of the ways people put things is like a little bit funny. So I think some things are a little humorous. Yeah.
Do you have any dummy accounts anywhere that you're, on Instagram as somebody else?
Yeah, I have one trap account.
Do you? Is that what you call it, a trap account?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's what everyone calls it.
I didn't know. This
yeah.
term is new to me.
No, it's like it's like how you look at ex-boyfriends and stuff and what they're doing and like frenemies.
Gotcha. I don't have this trap account.
God, help me.
No. I'm sorry. So the new album, I'm going to call it Norman effing Rockwell.
Yes.
Is that what people are calling it? Or it depends on the medium, I guess?
Yeah.
Or does anybody call it NFR?
Not yet.
Or just Norman Rockwell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of all of them.
Well, what I've heard, I dig.
Thank you.
And I dig the title.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you work with Jack Antonoff.
Me
He's
too.
a friend of ours around here.
Yeah.
And this album was the first time the two of you got together?
Mm-hmm.
What was that your decision? I mean, you were like, I have to work with this guy?
No, he was calling me.
Okay.
And I hadn't. Well, funny enough, actually, Jack and I met 9 years ago in an elevator on our way in and out of Emil Haney's little studio in New York. But I guess he was with Fun, but we didn't really say anything. We just like
He was with
said
the band at
hi.
the time, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just waved at each other in and out of the elevator. But I hadn't seen him until maybe a year and a half ago when I met him.
Yeah.
And I met him at a party, and he was like, I know you have a day off tomorrow. If you just come down to my home studio, I feel like we would really cook up something super cool. And I told him that I wasn't writing because it was one of the few times that I just wasn't doing anything.
Do you take breaks? You take breaks from writing?
I do when I'm touring,
Gotcha.
just because I get pretty tired.
Yeah.
But like I hadn't even been down there for an hour, and I was like, wow, this guy is
Really? You guys
he's
just
really
dove
unlike-
right in.
Yeah, well, he's really quarterly, like the stuff he plays just by ear and that he freestyles on. Like, I think I said this once before, but the first thing he played for me, which was just 5 chords, I wasn't even kidding, and I said, is that for me? Can I have that? And he was like, I wrote that for you. It
Oh,
was just
wow.
a progression, but it's been a long time since someone's given me something rather than me starting it off
Sure.
first, because usually I'll bring like my phone and my journal and all that. And
Yeah, so doing the whole album, was it like that? Was it like, was he bringing stuff to the table too?
so like for that song, which ended up being Love Song, I would say like he started it quarterly, and then I'll find like a counter melody. But for a song like Hope is a Dangerous Thing for a Woman Like Me to Have, I had just journaled that, and
Okay.
I brought it to him, sang it live in acoustic, not acoustic, but a cappella.
Mm-hmm.
And then he accompanied me. He
Gotcha.
played with me. So it was 50-50.
A collaborative effort.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I would think, I'm not a record producer, but working with all of these different people like he does,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a special person to really kind of separate. You have a much different style
Beyond
than Taylor Swift,
special.
and to go back and forth like that is
Yeah, beyond special. It's a real talent.
Sure.
And I think it's also speaks to like a real compassion, because he's not rigid like some producers, which will just be like, no,
My way or
that
the highway.
sucks.
Yeah.
And I hear that all the time. So he's just very much anything goes and casual, which is good because, yeah, that's the best way to be.
Yeah, I
like
can
you
imagine.
shouldn't. I mean, some people do good trying to like write a hit, but all of my songs that were bigger, they were slower first and almost like acoustic first.
Gotcha. Did you question putting the Sublime cover on the album, or did you know you were going to the whole time?
Well,
It's great, by the way.
Thank you.
The whole album that I've, again, like I said, what I've heard is great.
Thank you. I love the Sublime cover. I did that by the time the album was done, just because my label was producing the life story of Sublime.
Mm-hmm.
So they asked me to do it. And I think like the day after it was finished, I called John, who runs the label, and I was like, it would go so good next to Venice, bitch.
Cool.
So I don't know if you have to bleep that out,
that's
but
fine. You can say.
yeah, so I'm like, can we make that track 3? And yeah, it was just
That's awesome.
worked out.
And then I want to ask about the cover art. Is his name Duke? Is
Duke
that his
Nicholson.
name? Duke Nicholson. That's Jack Nicholson's grandson.
Yeah.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah,
How did
we're
this-
very good friends.
I've read online that that's him, but I didn't really see a reason or how that came to be.
He's my younger sister's best friend.
Okay.
Well, him and Wild Mud Barker. And so, yeah, we're with Duke a lot, and he's just such a cutie.
Sure.
And the reason why I loved him is because, like, he's younger. He's a super, like, safe, cool, funny personality who you can just, like, he's like a little, he's like a brother kind of. So he was someone I just knew I would feel comfortable on the boat with.
Yeah.
And,
But you knew you wanted, like, a male counterpart for this photo session.
I did. Well, actually, there's an alternate cover, which was my first cover, and we like gave that to Urban Outfitters just for like an exclusive. But that was actually a photo of me and some of my best friends, Emma Tillman. She's married to Father John Misty, and Ash Rodriguez and Alex Kay, who dance with me. So we're all in a little bit of a meditative pose, kind of in the style of Ladies of the Canyon. So I liked that I had other people with me on each cover, and I felt like, because I love like seeing my own growth, and like everyone was always making fun of me, like, you're always in front of a car on all 7 million of your records. I was like, watch me get on a boat.
By the way, 6 and 9 years or whatever, that is impressive. I mean, you're
cool.
churning out a lot of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I write a lot.
Yeah, I can tell. But you wanted to be with somebody, not just you in front of a car. Again.
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with confidence? I just listened to an interview yesterday about confidence, and you mentioned you wanted to be with somebody. I would think being up on stage by yourself in front of that many people, everything about it is so vulnerable. Has that ever been an issue for you?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I meet people who are 1,000% confident, but they're the rarer kind.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like that. Even in this doing what I do, I meet a lot of people that you would think are, these huge stars and stuff, but everybody struggles with it in their own way.
Mm-hmm. Like Ariana, she's like very confident.
Yeah.
And I think choreography can also help with that as well. Like if you know where you are at each beat in the song, like you're almost running it like a play. But for me, I have so many ballads and they're so long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of time to just be in that white light and just be emoting. But the girls that I work with, Ash and Alex, like we do have a lot of fun stuff that we do on stage now, and
cool.
So that's made it like more dynamic for me, because like you have to feel like it's interesting too, because you're playing for 2 hours every night, like all year.
Totally.
So
does your mind ever wander when you're up there? Do you think about
all the time
what you have to get at the store or whatever?
I think about groceries. I think about if I left the house clean, or but then sometimes I'm really worried about hitting that highest note.
Like if it's coming up, you see it coming and you're thinking like
I'm always a few steps ahead of myself if I'm like in like a high C or something.
You probably have to be to make sure the breath is right and everything.
You should be. Yeah. But then other times I'm like with a song like Shades of Cool or something, which is just like a really blue jazzy song. I'm just totally, especially if we're in an open air theater, like I'm feeling it. Mm-hmm. I'm right there.
You mentioned Ariana a second ago. You still have a song coming out with her and Miley?
I do.
Is that coming like any day now?
Yeah.
Because I know this movie is on the way.
Now. Yeah.
What's the movie again?
Charlie's Angels.
It's for the new Charlie's Angels. That's right.
Yeah.
That escaped me for a second. What can you tell me about the song? Because everybody's clamoring to know. Are you a lockbox?
No. I mean, I probably should be. I don't know. The song's really cute. It's really cool. When I first heard it, obviously I wasn't on it. It was just Ariana's parts.
Okay.
And they wanted me to write something. So I wrote like I kind of cut her verse into a halftime bridge and just sang some stuff over her choruses as well. And then Miley jumped on. So it's just really very spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy little track.
Did you watch the movie before you wrote your parts on this?
We only got to see 3 scenes.
Okay.
So,
They
but
showed you something to get the vibe.
yeah, exactly. And then we shot a video ourselves. So that's pretty crazy
did?
also. Yeah.
Cool. So when is it coming out? Just any day?
I want to say 2 weeks.
Okay. What's it called? Can you tell me that?
No.
You can't tell me that.
I'm like, will I get slayed? I have no idea.
Another thing, I was reading about earlier.
It might already be out, by the way. I'm so
I don't
bad.
think it's
I don't
out
know.
yet. Maybe by the time
Not
this
the
video's
song.
up.
I mean the title.
Oh, the title.
Yeah.
I didn't see it anywhere. I was looking stuff up. Another thing I saw today when I was looking stuff up that I remembered from a few years ago, and then I hadn't heard anything about it. James Franco was working on a book about you or something. You remember that?
Yes,
Were you-
I do.
Was this weird? Am I bringing up something weird?
Well,
I thought you guys were tight.
yeah. Well, okay. So I thought it was cool that, like, you know, someone I really liked was writing a book about me? Question mark. You know. But then I had read an excerpt of it.
Oh, and it wasn't as...
Well, I want to say the title was like Real and Imagined Conversations with Lana.
That's right.
So having read it, we hadn't really spoken all that
These
much
were fake
yet.
conversations between
Essentially,
the two of you.
yeah. And so I wasn't thrilled with the presentation.
Gotcha.
It was definitely a projection.
Okay.
So I had said to him, you know, maybe you should just write fake conversations with Lana Del Rey.
Sorry if I brought up something weird, but I was just so curious because I hadn't
no,
heard anything
I'm
about
just
it in a while.
I'm thinking about how that conversation ended now on the phone because I was like, I read it. He had sent it to me, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think we talked about that. And he was like, well, I think we did. And I was like, I'm pretty sure we did. I'm like, where's the recording?
I remember this, James Franco.
Yeah, but if it ever comes out, I mean, I will help people decipher what was really said.
Okay.
It was just kind of like an interesting twist. I had thought that if it was going to be, I think at the time we were talking about like a more collaborative poetry book or something.
Yeah.
Or like a book of short
And then he
tales.
took it in a different direction.
And then it was like a weird story about me being like a freak. So
we'll probably never see it then. Let's just maybe that one's on James's shelf somewhere.
we shall see.
Okay. All right. Well, Lana, thank you so much for being here. This is honestly, this is awesome. What? That I'm ending on that note? Is that what's weird? I'm sorry. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's stellar. That's
Norman
stellar.
effing Rockwell is out. It'll probably be out now, I guess, when you see this video. I'm not sure, but
Yes.
congrats on the album.
Thank you so
and
much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Lana Del Rey at MYfm.